き力の交錯すべて捧げろ一か八かとがくっと戦線花を咲かせよ進み出す想いと勇気胸に積み込んで掴め栄光僕らのトロフィー
Hello, you ship girls. I am your commander, T-Dub123, and I command you to unbox this Azur Lane Crosswave limited edition with me, which we will do now. But after I tell you that this is what the box looks like, and yeah, that's the side, that's the top, bottom, back, and yeah. This is from Idea Factory International's online store, and you can also get it through Limited Run Games. It is the it's $100, yeah, and it comes in two versions, one with a Steam code and one with a PS4 disc. I opted for the Steam version. And in case you don't know what Azur Lane Crosswave is, it is a popular mobile game in which historical ships turn into anime waifus. And yeah, it's quite popular, especially with some of us here in the States, but mostly in Japan. And because although it was made in China, yes, China, it has a lot of Japanese talent behind it, so that's what made it popular, or one of the reasons. That, and it's just fun, and it's not, you know, overly forceful of microtransactions on you. At least compared to some of the other mobile games I played. Anyway, let's just unbox this, shall we? But before I lift the top off, I figured I should probably at least mention some of the characters that are on display here. On the left, these are Javelin, Laffy, and Ayanami. These three are the starters in the Japanese version of the game. And by starters, I mean, when you first start the game, for the first time, you can pick one of three ship girls to, you know, just to start out with. The other two you have to get via gameplay. In China and the US, Ayanami was replaced with Z-23 as a starter ship. You would get Ayanami in the English and Chinese versions, and Z-23 in the Japanese version by leveling up all three of these after you have acquired it in the game. I mean, not leveling up, but stars. Get all stars, and then you can claim her that way. And these two are Shimikaze and Sugura. And these two are original characters who make their debut in the Azur Lane world in this game. As a matter of fact, Sugura, this game came out in Japan first, you know, because that's just how it is. And Sugura was just recently made available in the New Year's events in the English version. Or I think it's all versions, actually. But yeah. Anyway, let's get right to it, shall we? And our first item we have is the Steelbook Case. Now, this comes whether you get the Steam version or the PS4 version, but it looks nice. As you can see, there is Shimikaze and Sugura. And on the back are the Sirens. Now, the Sirens are basically the antagonists of Azur Lane. Usually, you know, it's a peaceful world, and I'll talk a little bit more about what Azur Lane is in a little bit. But when it's threatened, it's usually by this group of beings called Sirens, and they have technology, and it's I forget how the main game describes it, but all I know, at least from watching the anime and playing certain events, is that, you know, they can take over the world and kill everybody. So that's all you really need to know. But there are different factions. So some might actually recruit the help of the Sirens to fulfill their ends. But anyway, that's the inside. Yes, there's a disc. Even if you get the Steam version, that's there. That's just how it is. And to get the Steam version via the code. If you buy it from North America like I did, you get it through email. If you buy it through the European online store, then you get it through you get it attached to this box somewhere. Anyway, our next item we have are these acrylic stands. I forget what the term of it is, but I think it looks nice once you put it off, set it up and put it all together. But one important thing to note is that on both the stand and the thing itself are several different plastic layers that you need to peel off in order for this to shine through. I'll just grab this one for example. When I unboxed the BlazBlue Crosswave Battle limited edition ages ago, I didn't know that the acrylic standees actually had protective wrapping on them, and it took me forever to realize that. And also Idea Factory International pointing them out. So I peeled them off, and this is what they look like. Well, this is you Narukami, but whatever. Anyway, I'll probably put some B-roll in for this, so excuse me, so that, yeah. And our next item is the soundtrack, and you know what, I'll just save that for, now that we got all this plastic wrap out of the way, Prince Yujin, maybe I can enjoy a delicious,
What are you doing, Tito 423?
Oh my, those look really...
Stop oogling Prince Eugen's breasts!
Anyway, I was not totally being impressed by Prince Eugen's boobs, even though she's one of my waifus in the game at least. Anyway, this is the soundtrack CD. This is what it looks like on the inside. It's got, I think, 19 tracks, if my short-term memory serves correctly. And there's Shimakaze and Sugura. And no, 16. I don't really see the opening to be on here, because I believe it's sung by Shimakaze's voice actor. But I think that last one is the ending theme, if I recall correctly. I don't know. But anyway, that's the soundtrack, and anyway, Prince Eugen, how are you? Anyway. And our next item we have is the metallic keychains, I think. These are, well, there's Javelin, Ayanami, and Sugura, but, actually, I'm not sure how these work, or what these are. I really don't. Well, okay, yeah, it says pin. Yeah, metallic pins. Yeah. And, the next item we have on the list is... once I figure it out. It's... a manju? Yeah, or no, it's Shimakaze. Yeah, Shimakaze. Yeah. Going back to the soundtrack for a second, I just realized that I've yet to talk about the four factions. There's the Sakura Empire, the Royal Navy, the Eagle Union, and Iron Blood. If I recall correctly, of the from the mobile game storyline, I think the Royal Navy and Eagle Union are the ones that come together under Azur Lane and form Azur Lane, where, it's like a house for all the ship girls. I think it might be all four. but I do believe that, you know, they each have their own ships. They have their own way of doing things. Some are on the good side, others, or I think Royal Navy and Eagle Union are on the good side, and Iron Blood and Sakura Empire, not so much. I think. I could be wrong, because by the time you get to where I'm at in the mobile game, the main story just kind of takes a backseat and it's told only through events. So, yeah. Anyway, back to the rest of the video. And the last item we have, but certainly not the least item we have, is the Azur Lane Crosswave Nocturnal Debriefing Artbook with characters on all sides. And it's a pretty thick book for an IFILE, I will say that. But yeah. There's, you know, pictures of the ship girls, their rigging, at least how they appear in the game anyway. Yeah. It's an art book that, you know, shows off their designs. Not so much like the CGs, or I might be jinxing myself. Just watch how I see a CG here in a second. Well, maybe not. I don't know. I'm just flipping through and showing it off. Oh, character. Oh, that reminds me. Who is this? Who is this? It's Neptuna. Napa. Which, by the way, she's free for a month. From the day of release in NA and EU. In Japan, she was only pre-order bonus. And in case you were asking, yes, she is in the mobile game, but she was only in a collaboration event with the other Neptunia characters. Well, at least Noir, Vert, and Blonde, and their HDD forms. Way back when, around the time where Azur Lane first launched, at least in open beta in English. So, yeah, she's in this game too. And, like the other characters, the game recycles her 2D artwork. So, yeah. Detailed design. Character designer list. Oh, here we go. Now, this is interesting and came out a complete surprise to me. List of all the people who designed the characters, at least the comparatively few that appear in this game versus the mobile game. Yeah, I would bring up the anime too, but in my honest opinion, there's not that much more characters that show up in the anime either, as opposed to this game or the mobile game. There's like almost 400 ship girls in the mobile game. I believe Crosswave only has like, 65 of them? 40 something? But, yeah. Anyway, I'll just leave you at that. But let's finish this up now, shall we? Also, just between you and me, Neptune was designed by Shinako and Katsuishi Kitsusano. Okay, maybe he did it for this game. I don't know. But yeah. Also, there is a Neptune in the mobile game that is completely different than the hyperdimension Neptunia's Neptune. But for this purpose, Neptune is of course the hyperdimension Neptunia character. It's a collaboration because Compile Art and ID Factory International made this game. And I don't know why I'm whispering like it's an ASMR video, but yeah. But yeah, folks, that'll about do it for the Azur Lane Crosswave Limited Edition unboxing. Normally there would be a PS4 game case here as well. But like I said, I got the Steam version, so, and not the PS4 version. Anyway, yeah, so, go nap some waifus, I guess. Bye!
Oh my, your breasts have gotten pretty big, Prince Eugen.
And if you liked this video, then please make sure to do all the things that most YouTubers will tell you to do. Also, if you want to stay up to date on all the random things that I have to talk about, such as rants and other things that are too small to fit into a video in my opinion, then please make sure to follow me on Twitter as well.